So here is the final look, and those are my days 16 to 20 of Ropeflow. So day 16 was the time when I can actually move to a full song, and I really don't give a heck anymore whether I make a mistake or not. At this point, it's getting pretty tiring to do Ropeflow now because you're actually finishing the song. I also tried to practice a lot of overhand sneaks. I can do it pretty well by now, but I became more mindful of the execution, most especially how far I can bring my hand to the other side of my back. So it's not just about bending the elbows. On days 11 to 15, it was all about bending the elbows. But on day 16, it's all about trying to reach as far back as you can to the other side of your back. And take note, guys, that it's not about having a perfect execution. It's more of I want my body strength to be equal on both sides. I don't want you guys to think that this row flow is so stressful because it just wants you to do it right every time. So enough of that. I've been an advocate of just enjoying things. It's more of trying to find out that what you do on one side should be just as similar or in a similar capacity as the other side, because you want to build the strength on both sides and you want to build the flexibility as well. I noticed that when you overextend the hand, you will have less risk of entangling the ropes. In your other hand, day 17 for me was all about incorporating my flows into short films with really nice music. I wanted people to see how fun it is. It would be best if I can show it to them in very, very short films, at the same time using catchy songs. So I usually use like a nice song chorus to play up a combination. So you may say that day 17 was the first time I actually did some choreography, like missing dancing a lot. Super. I can only follow dance moves. I never really choreographed. I only like listening to the coach. Dancing is such a nice release of stress, and it was so fun, but it's another whole level if you're doing choreography. That's really like art in itself. It's like painting through music, like you're putting it together and laying it over. So I kind of like dabbled into it on day 17 because I don't really know how to choreograph. I just dance because I love Les Mills' Body Jam. That's the only thing that I know how to do, and I just follow the coach. I'm pushed against a wall. I don't have any choice but to find a choreography that suits me. Some of my friends who are dancers or instructors, I've encouraged them to do rope flow, but sadly most of them have their own injuries, so I thought, yeah, okay, I'll just have to choreograph on my own. Day 18, I discovered that I can actually jump as much as I can on the overhand snake. I used to jump, yes, I've been mentioning this before, but this time I really jump more, and it's tiring. It's very tiring. After a while, you want to catch your breath, but it's also fun, and it uses more muscle groups in your leg. I also went back to all my figure eights because the figure eights are just an overlooked movement at this point. You be so engrossed with all the sneaks and the rolls and all the movements, but going back to the figure eight is just the best thing to use for transition and for added strength training. So you can see here I was really enjoying my jump session. I'm gonna do a wing. Now we try to connect it. You might think that I made a mess, but don't worry about it because we will fix it. What we actually want to do is to give it a darker shade on the lower wing, but on this upper part we will tone it down with brown so that we don't need to be super perfect on the wing, and in the end we will be blending it. Then we keep on going with this brown until we find an equal blend for both sides. So day 19, my hot pink rope arrived. I was so excited to use it. I learned a transition from the overhand figure 8 to the underhand figure 8 simply by turning, and I most probably learned this again from Kinwear athletes. Instantly felt the difference in weight. There's a bit of a drag that I haven't experienced in my 300-gram rope. You can actually shift from overhand figure 8 to the underhand figure 8 just by turning. There is a bit of a drag that I use just to propel it to the next side, to the other side. It's fun. If you try it, it seems, again, my favorite. Very powerful, and yet it looks so fun. So you need to focus on the lashes over here so that it has like a different shape. Like this kind of like seems so tapered while this becomes wider. So you have a different, like a leaf shape in your eye. So I did this to so many popular songs, most especially K-pop songs. I did it to BTS, Dynamite, I did it to Blackpink, cause it's hot pink. And then I also did it to a lot of Chainsmokers, but I just did that one or two moves, like shifting from the overhand figure 8 to the underhand figure 8 just by turning. And I kind of like enjoyed doing just that for all the songs. And I even recorded it in all those songs, and I even uploaded it in all those songs. It's the same thing that I've been doing. I'm just having fun. It's so much fun to have a different rope. I actually feel the drag when there's a considerable difference in the weight of the ropes that you're using. If, for example, I transition from a 300 gram to a 330 gram, that probably wouldn't matter much. The only difference would probably be the color choice. And if you're someone who prefers just flowing because of the color, that's also fine. But in terms of execution, you would have a little bit of a different feel when you are transitioning from probably 100-gram difference from your old rope to the next rope. Let's have some brighteners on our lower eye corners, and at the same time on the corners of our nose. Probably on the corners of our mouth as well. Just to even out the complexion. So we'll try to contour the nose using the angled brush that we used in the eyes earlier. We still have a little bit of pigmentation from the eyeshadow there. Enough of the excitement on day 19. I decided to get familiar with the rope on day 20. I really didn't care how I would be doing a flow. It's more trying to just be one with the rope. I did a lot of sneaks, a lot of overhand figure eights, underhand figure eights, just kind of like, you know, befriending that rope, enjoying it, just simply enjoying it. Again, we're getting into this over-the-top cheek that I've been enjoying so far. So I'm just trying to get this part carefully. Just trying to get into the gold. And then I'm gonna use this as my inner eye corner, inner corner highlight. Just a very subtle inner corner highlight there. You can actually describe it as a lazy day for day 20. It was one of those days when I just, just wanted to play with this rope. Find out more about it. So there you have it. This is the makeup look that I was gunning for, and also those are my days 16 to 20 of Ropeflow. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you learned something as well. And if you also notice, the days 16 to 20 have been mostly uneventful, except for the time when I upgraded to a 440 gram rope. And that was so much fun that gave out another form of excitement for me. It's not about the timing, and it's not about the perfection that tells you when you need to upgrade. It's just that it just happened, it just became available, and I just wanted to get hold of it before it runs out of stock. It just depends on you. When you feel like you're ready to upgrade, or you feel like you wanted a different color, I suggest that when you go for a different color, you also go for a different weight, so that you don't really just purchase duplicates. So it's a different experience for you. So every time you look at a green rope, or a pink rope, or a black rope, you know that your mind is attuned to, okay, this is going to be heavier, I have to be a bit careful. So it's also about having fun. When you have more ropes of different colors, it also brings in some form of joy for you. Day 20, I was super nonchalant about it. I was just, doing a flow. And so should be for other days for you as well. Just flow. Whatever it is that you're going through on that day, just do a flow. Put on some music if you can, because that really sets it. I really hope that you are enjoying your flow so far. If you haven't started yet, I hope that you try to pick up a rope and do your flow. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope to see you again in my channel. If you have any clarifications, questions, or suggestions, please leave your kind comments in the comment section below. And be safe, everyone. If you need to go out, please wear a mask. Take care, and see you again soon. Bye!